I'm Steve Wade from the Scout Content Active Support Unit, and I'm going to tell you some hints and tips that you can use with your phone to make the photos you take on it pop and get great results for social media. So normally we'd be running around Gilwell taking pictures of winter camp and of activities. I've included a picture here actually from Gilwell 24 because hopefully summer will be upon us and things will be better, and let's think about nice warm sunny times rather than stuck at home when we could be on winter camp. But when we're out and about, we see lots of people using their phones to take pictures, to record the event, record themselves there, and generally get pictures for social and so on. So we're going to look at a few simple hacks to make your photos pop. But first, let's talk a little bit about getting the photo you want. Getting a great shot is sometimes about being in the right place at the right time and keeping your eyes open. Here are just a handful of random shots that have got a lot of attention for me online. A couple of them have been used in the press, and it was just because I happened to see something interesting and shot it with whatever I had to hand, often a phone. As you can see, these are a variety of unusual pictures and of things that may be news stories. Sometimes it's about planning what you want in the shot. This can be as simple as realising the canoe trailer going over Tower Bridge would be a great shot for the unit, and turfing an explorer out of the car to run behind to get the shot. That's all about developing a photographer's eye and an eye for the shot and an eye for composition, and I would encourage you to do that. Keep looking at opportunities for pictures and what will make a good one. But you know, planning can be as complex as a full event brief with outlines of the sort of images required, which is the kind of thing we work to for winter camp, and something you might consider if you've got a troop or unit event that you want to record. For social media, it's about knowing roughly what you want in the shot and having the hacks with you to do just that. A little planning goes a long way. So let's talk about light. First, get enough light on your subject. Don't be afraid to use flash to fill in, especially if there is strong light behind, like a sunset. But even in average light, fill flash can give your subject a boost. Here you can see me doing just that. First picture is fine, it's all in focus, you can see both the people in it, but it's a little bit flat and grey. Whereas in the second picture you can see your eyes drawn to the people in it, and they're highlighted so they stand out more. If you use flash all the time, then that will just swamp the picture and make it very harsh. So you might like to try being creative with light sources. Here you can see pictures that I've taken using candles as a light source, a torch as a light source, and a campfire as a light source. You know, there's lots of ways of making your pictures more atmospheric, and I'm sure you'll agree these stand out far more than if I'd just taken them with a flash. Another aspect of light is reflections. Sometimes reflections are just there, just waiting for you to take the shot, as in these two pictures, one of a river and one of Piccadilly Circus after rain. And while we're talking about pavement reflections after rain, when there's water there, you can make your own reflections like that by taking a bottle of water with you and tipping it on the ground to create your own puddle, and then quickly getting down and taking a picture close to it so you get the reflections. And other ways you can create your own reflection: you can use a mate's phone to create reflections. Here you can see me doing this in the middle shot, and on the left hand side the result. It's not as easy as it looks, and if it's a bit damp you'll get raindrops on the reflective surface, but we'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. Or you could use mirrors, windows, shop fronts, or even sunglasses. And here's a shot of a great sunglasses reflection shot that I happened to notice when we were on the ferry in Hong Kong. But you can get great sunglasses shots everywhere. And on the subject of sunglasses, you can use them as a filter. Here you see them being used, and you can see the kind of effect you get, a sort of vintage effect. So you can use them as a filter or as colours, or you can use polarising sunglasses to get polarising effects. You could also use a pair of glasses or a sheet of glass or whatever with water droplets with a clear space in the middle to create a cool effect with the droplets slightly out of focus. You can see that happening here in the third picture with the technique shown in the middle. So, and you can do similar things with things like cling film. So stretch a piece of cling film over the lens so it's not absolutely tight, but with a pinhole in the middle. That will give you an effect a bit like soft focus with a vignette in the middle. So play around with those kind of things. You can also start to use some props. If your subject is a little boring, you can jazz it up by shooting through something. Here is a road near my house, and here I'm focusing on the car that's parked there using a cut down Coke bottle with both ends cut off to give a bit more interest. And particularly if you're shooting square for Instagram, you can see how you might use that effect. You can experiment with other things, with books, toilet roll inners, cans, anything you can shoot through. If you use a tube like a can which has got a reflective inside, you can get some interesting effects. There's all sorts of things you can do once you start to think about it. So, using some of the hacks here, why don't you shoot some great pictures and post them with the Wintercamp 2021 tag, and we'll look out for them on social media and we'll repost the best. So thanks for listening. I hope you found it interesting, and I look forward to seeing your pictures.